On the pitch just a few moments ago, because the 25th inductee of the Premier League's Hall of Fame is someone we know very well. Our very own Gary from Brighton Hove.
Last week to instill belief in his much talked about system, but now they need to follow it up. The upturn in results, which has at least given them successive wins, has coincided with Senna Lamens taking over in goal. But the match-winning hero at Anfield, Harry Maguire, is sidelined with a knock, so Lenny Yoro returns. It is a landmark day for Bruno Fernandes as he plays the 300th match of his United career. Mason Mount was United's other doubt. He's not in the starting 11, where Benjamin Šeško's return moves Matheus Cunha out wide. But Mount is on a bench that includes Tyrell Malacia, who hasn't figured in the first team since last January. Fabian Hürzeler has never named an unchanged team since he became Brighton manager, and that's still the case after the win over Newcastle. His goalkeeper Bart Verbruggen has played every league match, but the Belgian Maxim de Kuiper, who didn't start last time out, does so today. The speculation linking Carlos Baleba with United has led to an unsettled period for him, but he carries on playing. The absentee from last weekend's win is Diego Gomez, who came off with a hip injury. The versatile Ferdi Kadioglu steps forward. Meanwhile, Danny Welbeck, fresh from his double against Newcastle, is primed to inflict more pain on his old club on his latest return here. Gomez is on a bench that includes former United youngster Nehemiah Oriola, but there's still no Veltman, Gruda or Matoma.
Manchester United, great, and we can speak live to Gary right now. That is some honour, Gary, to be the 25th player to be inducted into the Premier League's Hall of Fame. Congratulations.
Thanks, Dave. Yeah, a very nice moment, and made more special by the fact that my hero growing up, Brian Robson, who was the epitome of everything that I wanted to be as a kid, presented it to me, and the fact that 24 previous winners have voted for it. But yeah, I played with some incredible football players under an amazing manager out here at Old Trafford in front of these fans, so my job was made a lot easier every week by the quality that surrounded me.
Yeah, a real honour, and a moment to cherish for you, Gary. Now, these United fans are looking for something to cherish today. Is it fair to describe this as a bit of a crossroads game for Manchester United?
Yeah, you speak to every Manchester United fan this week, and even coming into the ground today, there's a feeling of, we can't mess this up now, we've got to kick on from last week. I think you said before, Dave, that Ruben Amorim threw it forward to this Brighton game as soon as the Liverpool game had finished. I think that's everyone's mentality here. This is a big moment, I think, in Manchester United's season, because it could define them. I think it'd be right up there if they win today and put a little run together.
Gary, thank you. Be back with you in just a moment. There's Roy's immortal words as well. I'll see you out there. They need a little bit of that in this United dressing room today. What do they need to show, Jamie?
Well, they've just got to be calm. This has got 90 minutes plus to win this game. This is not going to be one of those where you're going to start going gung-ho. You just got to be calm. You've got to have a good understanding of how this game's going to play out. You're playing against not just a bogey team, a team that's owned you of late, and they're going to come in, they're going to feel extremely confident. So you've got to make sure you get after them, make them feel uncomfortable. You know the crowd are going to be right behind you today because of what happened last week when you win at Liverpool, and it's important that they just have that calmness about their performance.
Do you think the goalkeeper's giving them something different?
I think spot on. I think, looking at the way he plays, his personality is starting to come out a little bit. He's very calm. He's the opposite to Andre Onana, and it's kind of instilled a sense of confidence in the back three, back five, however Manchester United look, and I think it could be the start of something good. But like Jamie said, they cannot get ahead of themselves. They've got to stay calm, relaxed, focused, because this Brighton team is good and they can cause problems between the lines.
Yeah, they would love it if they could beat Brighton today. It has certainly been a while, so let's get across to our match commentators then this evening. We've heard from Gary Neville. He's alongside Rob Hawthorne. Evening to you, Rob.
Hello, Dave. Well, here we are where the positivity is back at Old Trafford off the back of their last two wins, but every European week really amplifies Manchester United's hurt at not participating in it this year, especially when those with connections here are scoring in the Champions League, the likes of Rashford, McTominay and Weghorst. But Bruno Fernandes, on what is a very special day for him with a landmark appearance, leading out a team looking upwards now off the back of their victory Anfield a week ago. But maybe a little bit nervous about a striker they'll be facing in the opposing team's ranks.
Yeah, I mean, Danny Welbeck's been fantastic for Brighton and in the best form of his career. Obviously had some injuries earlier on in his career at Arsenal and Manchester United, but yeah, Manchester United's defence. I think Yoro coming in actually, I mean, Maguire was fantastic last week, may just help a little bit with the mobility of Brighton's front line.
Let's check those teams in full. And Ruben Amorim needed a result line today.
Yeah, I mean, I think Lenny Yoro has got to a point now where by that right side of a three as a centre-back is the perfect role for him. He's not really had a continued run of games since he come to the club, and I feel like today against Danny Welbeck, that could be one of the key features of this game. And Danny Welbeck, I mean, I couldn't love him anymore as a
Manchester United.
Across the Premier League.
He doesn't have to care about any criticism of his team's setup at Anfield. He got what he set out to achieve, did Ruben Amorim, but now they have to carry on whether you wonder exactly where they would have been without him. It is the Premier League's No Room for Racism weekend, and the message sent out that there is no room for discrimination. And so the Brighton bogeymen are back at Old Trafford. 3 wins from their last 3 visits, having prior to Erik ten Hag's first game in charge of Manchester United, never having won here previously. So Manchester United will be sore about that and looking to build on their recent improvement. This is a big game for them.
It is a big game.
There's Brian Mbeumo, who got them off to such a flying start in the last match. Gets his cross in this time. Fernandes up there.